In this last lesson for term 4, we are exploring the space. Okay, unit number 3, exploring the space. Okay, let us explore now. So we will cover the stars and different cultures. We will cover the telescopes, and in telescopes we're going to cover optical telescopes, radio telescopes, space telescopes. We are going to cover SALT and SKA. Now let's look at the different stars and cultures. From the earliest time, man has been interested in the stars. Study of the stars is known as astronomy. It is one of the oldest sciences. Astronomy started in ancient cultures of Egypt, China, and Babylon more than 6,000 years ago. As equipment was very basic and limited, the theories have been adapted and changed over years. Copernicus, which is between 1473 and 1543 Anno Domini, that is before Christ. Anno Domini, no, let me not say anything. Said that the sun was the midpoint of the universe. Let's read again. Copernicus, which is between 1473 and 1543 Anno Domini, okay, said that the sun was the midpoint. This was after Christ. Said that the sun was the midpoint of the universe and that all the other planets, including the Earth, orbited the sun, which is the theory today. In 1609, a telescope was used for the first time to study the night sky. Stars and planets can only be seen at night. Man has used his imagination to see various imaginations in the sky. Specific constellations are observed at different times of the year, which can be winter and summer. Different cultures have identified and named certain constellations. Some example of constellations and mythologies from different cultures. Number 1, we look at the Southern Cross. The direction can be determined with the Southern Cross. It indicates where the South Pole is. The Zulus see it as a tree of life. It guides wanderers in the night. The Basutus see it as a giraffe. That is the Southern Cross. So it's stars versus different cultures. How do we see the stars? Now there's another star, which is a Taurus. The Khoisan see the Taurus, which is the bull, as the hartebeest bull. Okay, the red colored star of Taurus is a female, which is a cow. Okay, yo. And we have Orion. Orion, it's the three stars in Orion's belt. The Khoisan see it as the zebra. A hunter was sent out by his wife to hunt. He had only one arrow. He saw the zebras. He crept closer, however, he was not close enough, so the arrow fell short. All the three zebras escaped to Earth. They can be seen in the western sky. The Afrikaners referred to the three stars as the three kings or three sisters. So this is the Taurus. They say Khoisan, they see it as the bull, as the hartebeest bull. And the red colored star of the Taurus is a female, which is the hartebeest cow. Okay, so the three stars, I think they should be on another page, or they are not here. And then we have a Milky Way, which is another star. The Khoisan, they says that a girl threw ash from the fire into the sky to help a lost hunter find his way home. Later, she created the brighter stars by throwing inedible old carrots into the sky. Crossers see it as her standing up beyond the sky, whatever theories it is. So different cultures, when they see the stars, they have theories around that. So let's look at the quick fact first and then we continue. An observatory is a place where stars can be studied with the help of telescope. Observatory is a place where stars can be studied with the help of telescope. A planetarium is a place where a model of movement of celestial body is represented. Please know these two definitions, observatory and planetarium. Now let's go to telescopes. In 1609, a telescope was used for the first time to study the skies. A telescope forms an enlarged image of the object. Today, stronger and better telescopes are available. This has helped in the exploration of the space, so the space can be seen and studied better because of the telescope. And many new discoveries have been made. Powerful telescopes were developed. For example, the Hubble telescope. Many pictures have been taken and breakthrough discoveries have been made about the outer space based on these telescopes. The following are some types of telescopes being used. We have optical telescopes. This type of telescope is very sensitive and must be protected against bad weather. For this reason, most of these types of telescope are installed inside the observatory. You remember observatory? A sliding panel in the roof opens so the telescope can be used. The telescope can also be rotated to focus on different parts of the universe. These telescopes are usually built in areas which are desolate to obtain dark skies and have cloudless nights, dry air, and high altitudes. So you have to know that the optical telescopes, they are used in areas which are desolate to obtain dark skies, in areas that have cloudless nights, in areas that have dry air and high altitudes. An optical telescope receives light and focuses it by refraction. You remember we did that, or reflection. An example of the optical telescope is the Paranal Observatory in Chile. Okay, so please know this. And I don't want to zoom this. Let's go to the next telescope. It's the radio telescope. The radio telescopes were developed for radio astronomy. The telescopes are set up and connected to control and data centers with maintenance facilities. These telescopes receive radio waves and focus it by reflection. Usually, a metal dish is used to capture signals. These telescopes are set up in remote, low-lying areas. You have to know these ones are in remote, low-lying areas. This is to prevent electromagnetic disturbances from, amongst others, radios, TVs, and radar. Example, it's the RTBShoek Radio Observatory near Johannesburg. Is it? Okay, this is the most popular type of telescope that we see. It's the radio telescope. Then we have the space telescope. The space telescope Hubble was taken into space by the spaceship Discovery in 1990. It was set to orbit around the Earth. This telescope has much better view of the universe than telescopes on Earth, as there is no pollution to obstruct the view. That is telescope number 3. And we have telescope number 4, which is SALT. The SALT is the largest telescope in the southern hemisphere. It is an optical telescope. Okay, it is optical. SALT was built in Sutherland and was taken into use on 10 November 2005. 6 countries are partners in these projects. The countries are South Africa, Germany, USA, Britain, Poland, and New Zealand. The reason that Sutherland is the best place for SALT are there is minimum light pollution. It is one of the darkest places on Earth. Wow, Sutherland. Sutherland is situated at relatively high altitude and most nights are cloudless as the Karoo has low rainfall. You remember the areas where optical telescopes are. This fits that. And let's look at the design of SALT, which is our optical telescope. The design is based on a reflector telescope. The mirror composed of 91 smaller mirrors. The main mirror is partially fixed into position. It has a diameter of 11. The mirrors are controlled by a computer so that it can focus very clear on an object. Salt is so powerful that a candle burning on the surface of the moon can be observed. Wow. Okay. So it is good. And then another telescope that we have, they say, SALT stands for South African Large Telescope. Then we have the SKA. This looks like the radio telescope. Let's see. Yes, SKA, which stands for Square Kilometer Array. Please know that SKA, Square Kilometer Array, SALT, South African Large Telescope. So the SKA is a radio telescope that collects information using thousands of antennas with a total area of 1 square kilometer. It is 50 to 100 times more sensitive and 10,000 times faster than any other radio telescope because it works over a wide range of frequencies. Because it is so much more sensitive, it can help answer important questions about the laws of nature and physics. South Africa will house the largest part of this telescope, while 8 other African countries as well as Australia will also form part of this project. More than 70 institutes in 20 countries will contribute to this project. Construction started in 2016 and will be completed in the next 2 years, which is 2024. The completed telescope will contain 3,000 antennas with a total collecting area of 1 square kilometer. The proposed site is Northern Cape. So SKA is in Northern Cape. The reason, okay, these are the areas for a radio telescope. It's dry area. It's usually cloudless at night and minimal radio interference, less radio interference. And a precursor to SKA was built at Carnarvon in the Northern Cape. This powerful research instrument, Meerkat, okay, which is an Karoo Array telescope. So CART stands for Karoo Array Telescope, which means Meerkat. And let's start. This powerful research instrument, which is Meerkat, will contain 64 dishes. Each dish will have a diameter of 13.5 meter. All the 64 dishes were completed in 2018. So when in 2024, when they tell us that the SKA is completed, you shouldn't be surprised because you knew that this project is ongoing. Okay, so SALT is an example of the optical telescope, and SKA is an example of the radio telescope. Let's look at the carriers. What are they saying? What carriers can we get them? SALT, the precursor to SKA, Meerkat, and SKA provide a wide variety of job opportunities. Wow. For those with the correct knowledge and abilities. The career possibilities are especially for engineers, okay, mathematicians, physicists, astronomers, and electrical technicians. There are various bursaries available. For more information, you can visit the site and see if you can get any bursary to be one of the engineers, mathematicians, physicists, astronomers, and electrical technicians on these telescopes. Wouldn't that be interesting? Okay, please check this website, check the interesting facts, and one day we might see you spreading your wings. That brings us to the end of unit number 3 of Earth and Beyond. Okay. Sorry, of the is it the telescopes or the exploring the space? Okay, exploring the space, which was the last unit of Earth and Beyond. And this means that now this is the end of the year for natural science, grade 8. It has been a nice, a long, was it long? A short year. But yeah, I hope you have learned a lot. Okay, thank you.